Alphabet. Good afternoon, everybody. I'll call this recommending committee meeting of March 31st to order. Are we in compliance with the open meeting law?
Yes, we are.
This meeting has been posted in various locations throughout the city. And I will now read the first and only item. Bill number 2008-17 establishes new regulations for cable television operators and other video services providers consistent with NRS Chapter 711 as amended. Proposed by Mark R. Vincent, Director of Finance and Business Services.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Mark Vincent, Director of Finance and Business Services. I thought it'd be helpful I gave a little bit background on this ordinance, and I know that Mr. Shore is here from Cox Cox Communication, and he will likely want to say a few words to you. But a little bit in terms of background, in the last session, legislative changes were made with respect to how we can deal with video service providers. And the video service providers were given an option to opt out of their existing franchise agreements in lieu of a franchise agreement with the state of Nevada that they file with the Secretary of State. We got notice, I think it was on February 17th or 12th, somewhere around there, that Cox Communication was going to opt out of our franchise agreement and had to file for a franchise agreement with the state of Nevada. That left us with the need to change our existing ordinance so that we would have the authority within our municipal code to continue to collect franchise fees through the agreement that they have with the state, through the franchise that they have with the state, as well as continue to manage our right-of-way requirements. And so perhaps with bad judgment, but nonetheless, my judgment was to move quickly as we could to get an ordinance in place to fill that gap, that hole. And as a result of that, when we crafted the ordinance, we think we crafted it in such a manner that it's compliant with the new law, and that it provides the city with safeguards to deal with how we manage our right-of-way, and that the methodologies and the requirements that we have in this VSP ordinance are consistent with the same requirements we place in other franchise entities, such as Nevada Power and Sprint and the like. Unfortunately, because of the time frame, I don't believe Cox Communications has an adequate opportunity to review the ordinance. I talked with Mr. Shore earlier today, and I explained to him my logic and why we were moving as quickly as we were, and that one of my concerns was that without the ordinance as we sit here, that we have no statutory authority to collect the revenues or to deal with our permitting in the right-of-way. And Mr. Shore assured me that Cox Communication, being the good neighbor that they are, a good corporate citizen that they are, was not going to do anything different than we have been doing in the past. And I invited him to come to the meeting and perhaps put that on the record. And I'm sure he probably is going to ask for some additional time, and I'll let him speak to that. But that's the background of why we're here today and why this ordinance is in front of you.
Mr. Shore?
My name is Steve Shore. I'm Vice President of Cox Communications. Council members, thank you very much for the opportunity to come speak with you. Let me go back a little bit historically, as briefly as I can. The competitive marketplace that is out there is such that changes literally on a day-to-day basis. We have competitors that I don't know if there's a day where you don't turn on television or see something from a competitor of mine trying to box my ears or do something about our business in comparison to theirs. Being able to meet the growing needs of the competitive environment was really the impetus behind what we did at the state legislature and the legislation that passed. In no way, shape, or form, and I can say it on the record, I will say it emphatically, did we ever seek to harm our local communities, our local cities. We believe that we drafted with LCB, along with local government's input, the rules and regulations that now set forth in the NRS Section 711 that not only protects local governments but ensures that you remain whole. As we have said in the past, the franchise fees, we made sure in the franchise fees that they would not go to the state. We would not want the opportunity for the state to take their share of the money and then give you what was left. So the monies continue to come to local governments just as they did in the past, along with all the documentation for that. We believe that we're a very strong partner with local governments. I pride myself that I think we lead the nation in that partnership with local governments. A lot of sister communities around the country don't have that relationship between their local government and the cable companies, but I pride that we are. We also made sure that there were rules and regulations within the NRS that protects the cities from being able to protect their rights of way. We don't want to harm your rights of way. We don't want anything really to be any different than it is today. It was merely a way for us to be able to face and move quickly in the competitive marketplace. To that end, though, when we received the documentation, it was a lot more extensive and expansive that we believed and we thought. I have a responsibility to my corporation and my local system. I sent it down to Atlanta, and our Atlanta attorneys do have some questions about it, but I don't think they're anything that we can't sit and talk about. And we've not had that opportunity to sit with City Attorney Larry Bettis or Mark Vincent or any of his staff to be able to go over this. And I think that we can go over it and reach a point that is both meets the law as is required and also meets the city of Las Vegas government provisos that you need to protect your rights of way and the citizens. So I would love to be able to ask for a delay on this, so it would give us an opportunity to bring some people in to Atlanta. I only dress like an attorney. I'm not one. But I would need to bring in some attorneys to be able to sit and talk, because this is a legal document that I really need to go over with them. So that's what we're asking for, is a delay to the point of where we can sit with the city government and see how we can work this out together.
Do you know how long you would want to delay?
I would hope probably 30 days would give us time to sit and talk. And again, I will at this point guarantee that nothing will change with the way we've done business in the city in the past, with our permitting, with our going forward and getting the permits that are required. None of that will change. We haven't changed it to now, and we've been operational as of February 1st on the state franchise. We're not looking to change that. We're not looking to do anything. We have a great relationship with Charlie and his staff. We're in there all the time for permits. That's not going to change. So I don't believe in this process that the city will be harmed in any way, that the funds continue to be. We have our first quarter payment that's due the 15th of April, I believe, for January, February, and March, and that will be forthcoming to the city, not to the state, but to the city. So all of that will continue.
Would we be able to keep our same channel, too?
That was a guarantee that we gave to at the state legislature. We are not taking away your channels.
Well, the reason why I ask is it's amazing how many people watch that channel and watch the city government, love watching it. And they watch it over and over and all types of things, and they're used to the two. I'm thinking of the senior citizens, particularly. So that's wonderful.
The only issue that we had is that as of February 17th, 2009, we become a digital age. Digital transition takes place. Local broadcasters will be off of their analog channel into digital. What we did do through another process that went on is we made a guarantee with the local community that we will continue that on your channel through 2010, and then after that we'll talk and figure what's going to happen, because to be honest, I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen after February 17th of 2009. But we've made a guarantee to the local governments, to the cities, that we're not going to take away your channel. That is there forever. And then we'll work after 2010 with local governments to figure out where we're going to go. What we don't want is we don't want you all out there by yourselves, because then you'll have no viewership. And I will tell you that the vast majority of our customers currently are digital, and that we believe that number will get even larger once 2009 comes about. It has to. There's no way for it not to go. So, so those guarantees are there, and I'm not afraid to make those guarantees to the city. Again, let me go back and reiterate, nothing that we're doing today with the City of Las Vegas or any of local governments will change. If anything, my belief is that it will help us move forward and build even greater partnerships, because I think the opportunities are there as we move forward. And that's our wish, to build more partnerships, to do more things with the local government rather than less. We've made our reputation in this community as being partners with city government, and that's going to stay.
That's
Councilman
good to hear. Thank you.
Madam Chairman, with respect to the 30 days, I think we've got a 3-week cycle coming up, so that I think we're talking about bringing it back to recommending on, what would that be, May 6th? Is that right? That would be about 5 weeks.
And you think there'd be enough time?
Sure.
Okay, then. Mr. Barlow, Councilman Barlow.
Thank you. My concern, and Mr. Shore, I can appreciate everything that you shared with us today, because what it does is provide for a level of comfort for the city of Las Vegas, in particular, KCOB Channel 2. The Councilwoman asked in respect of the future forecast of Channel 2. I look at it from a mere investment standpoint, as far as how we've marketed the channel and the amount of money we've put out to brand that channel, which not from a selfish standpoint, but from a mere PR standpoint, that we've really invested a lot to brand that, the KCLV Channel 2. And I look forward to some very healthy discussions in the coming years. The year you've thrown out as far as 2010, and coming back to the table, circling back to see what in fact we can do to make sure that the city of Las Vegas and its viewership is not out on an island by itself, stuck between and stuck somewhere in no man's land.
Well, let me assure you that even broadcasters who have invested vast amounts of money in what they have done, as of June 1st, we'll be changing our high-definition lineup in order to, we believe, and they are in total agreement, to make it better for them. Currently, for instance, Channel 8 is on Channel 730. I don't know anybody who could make any figure about Channel 8 is on 730, which is their high-definition channel. So we worked very diligently to change all of that, where Channel 3 will be on 703, Channel 5 will be on 705, Channel 8 will be on 708, Channel 10 will be on 710, Channel 13 on 713. That's, the easier you make it for the public, the better it is. What I don't want is the federal government and the FCC, the industry, cable industry, have agreed with them to continue to broadcast the local broadcast channels where they are until 2010. Then they go away. So there won't be a Channel 3, and there won't be a Channel 5, and there won't be a Channel 7 or 8 or 9 or any of those. They'll be gone. What I don't want is Channel 2 to be sitting there by itself, because then nobody will view it. It would make sense then, the digital spectrum begins at Channel 100, and all of those others probably will go away, and it would make sense for you then to go to 102 and Channel counties is 4. For them to go to 104, because then you still have the 2 and the 4.
And I can appreciate that, and that's exactly the point that I'm making right now, that, you know, the major investment that we built into, that it would make it more seamless for us to now use this time, this day, going forward to 2010, to start that announcement, if in fact, you know, if there's something that we can work out in the meantime, using this next 24-month period to now introduce
we can do that
what the transition
together.
will be coming up. And so I look forward to that healthy discussion, so that we can work together like we've always done, in order to make sure that our customers also, which is our investment, understands that transition period, and we'll be able to switch stations
in an easy, seamless manner.
Seamless manner.
I will tell you that your constituents are our customers. The last thing you want to do is make your constituents and our customers upset. And there are a number of people who are loyal to your channels, and we want to make sure that we do the things correctly to build that loyalty, to not harm city government, to not harm your constituents and our subscribers. And I can assure you that we will work that out together.
Thank you. So with that being said, Madam Chair,
Yes.
do I make a motion?
Yes, go right
I would like
ahead.
to make a motion that we obey item number 3, bill number 2008-17 for 30 days. Until
Is that May 6th?
May 6th.
To May 6th.
That will be our May 6th recommending committee meeting. That will be my motion at this time.
Okay. All in favor? Aye. The motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sent forward.
Madam Chair, just for point of clarification, is there anything special that we need to understand, Val, about the life cycle of this ordinance beyond?
Yes, it's very special.
I figured it would be. So please
Nothing
educate.
happens to it until it's published, and I assume we won't publish
So
it
we
now
won't,
until we
okay,
come
so
back.
once we
come back.
publish it, then it has a life.
And it has a
how long?
time.
Okay, all right, good. Thank you for educating me.
Okay.
So you,
That's it.
public comment.
Any public comment?
Charlie, would you like to make a public comment?
I don't have my suspenders.
Well, then, comment from Charlie.
No comment from Charlie. Letting us down again, huh? Okay, then the meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Don't have